The anti-defection law is facing convulsions. In the Maharashtra case, disqualification proceedings under the 10th schedule should have been given primacy over the proceedings on the symbols order. After long years of legislative meanderings, Parliament enacted the Anti-Defection Law 10th Schedule in 1985 to curb political defection. The volume, intensity, recklessness, and uncontrolled venality seen in defections in the 1960s and thereafter almost came to a stop after this. Defections not only caused the frequent fall of governments but also caused great instability in political parties with power seeking politicians wreaking havoc on political parties. The Supreme Court of India, in its first comprehensive judgment in the Kyoto Holohan case, characterized it as a political evil and upheld the right of Parliament to curb this evil through legislative mechanism. Years have passed and this promise of political stability seems to be ending with the anti-defection law facing convulsions in Indian legislatures, especially in the last 5 years. The happenings in the state of Maharashtra are an example. Sound objectives. But before dealing with the question of constitutional importance that have arisen in the Maharashtra Assembly and which are presently before the Supreme Court, it is necessary to make a few general points about the scheme of the anti-defection law in India. In fact, a closer reading of this law will show that this enactment had a two-point objective. The first was to curb the act of defection by disqualifying the defecting member. The second was to protect political parties from debilitating instability. The fact is that frequent defections from even well organized political parties leave them weak. They find themselves incapable of keeping their flock together as politicians have a tendency to abandon a sinking ship and move out in search of greener pastures. Indian democracy is based essentially on a party system where stable parties are a sine qua non of a stable democracy. Representatives elected otherwise than as members of parties cannot run a government, which is a very complex institution that demands unity of purpose, ideological clarity, and cohesiveness. Objectives that can only come from organized, ideologically driven political parties. This is true every democratic country in the world. That this objective is the principal focus of the anti-defection law is clear from two provisions enacted in the 10th schedule, namely the provision of a split in a political party and that of a merger of two political parties. Although a split has ceased to be a defense against disqualification with the deletion of paragraph 3 of the schedule. A closer look at this erstwhile provision is necessary for a proper understanding of the true objective of this law. Under this paragraph, if a split occurs in a political party resulting in a faction coming into existence, and one third of the legislators move out of the party and join that faction, those members could get an exemption from disqualification. The point to note here is that one third of the legislators would get protection only if there was a split in the original political party. So, the split in the original political party is the precondition for exempting one third of legislators from disqualification. Para, in other words, if there was no split in the original political party and one third of the legislators only moved out, all of them would be liable to be disqualified.